Howdy world, welcome to episode 40 of the RC Air Experience. We have our fantastic guest here today, Alex from Hangar 14 RC. Welcome, Alex. It's nice to have you. A little bit about you. Thank you. So Alex is from Appleton, Wisconsin. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. And just a little tidbit here about your YouTube channel. I don't know if you've got a Instagram and stuff like that. I'll let you touch on that. But YouTube channel Hangar 14 RC or at Hangar 14 RC. You've got 19.1 thousand subscribers, 255 videos. Looks like you've been flying for a long time and been doing the YouTube thing for 7 years, something like that. So welcome.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. No, this is awesome to be here.
Yeah, cool. And you were I got asked the first question I have for you: where does the Hangar 14 name come from?
That's what I was curious.
Story behind that.
14 is honestly just kind of like my lucky number, and growing up and stuff like that, we always referred to either our shop as the doghouse or the hangar, and they kind of just combined both of them. So it was a available name at the time when I started everything, and it kind of just stuck.
Beautiful, simple.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, very easy.
Yeah, that's a good story. That's a very good story. So Wisconsin is very open fields and aviation-esque, right? Like I feel like Wisconsin is one of those states where people have like those fly-in communities and stuff like that. Like
there's a couple of them around here. There's actually one not too far from us that we've done some stuff at before, but most part it's pretty much flat, a lot of farm field, but great for flying sites, that's for sure.
Now I know you've said in your videos that you've been flying for a long time, and one of the things I can tell is you're a younger guy, right? Age range, what are you, 30s, early 30s?
Just hit 30 this year. Yep.
And what you don't typically see, what sets you apart from other people who are younger like you in your generation, is you do a lot of stuff with balsa and like building more than like anybody your age really does. Like that is one of the unique things about you, because mostly everybody in your age range is playing with foamies and stuff like that. Right. So you enjoy like the cooler built planes, from what I can tell.
Yeah, it's just like when I first started getting into the hobby. So I guess just like a little backstory. Growing up and when I was born, my parents ran a hobby shop for quite a few years when I was really, really young. So essentially just born into the hobby. My dad had been doing it since he was a teenager, and him and my mom started SR Hobbies and Crafts back in like the 90s in our little town in northern Wisconsin. So my dad handled like all the RC stuff and like the video game side of things I think they had. And then my mom did all of like the arts and crafts, so like yarn and stitching and all that kind of stuff. So growing up in it, it was, get home from school or whatever, preschool, whatever it was, and we'd go hang out in the shop that we had. And my dad would be building stuff. Him and my godfather were building like crazy nonstop, especially winters here in Wisconsin. Canada, I'm sure winters are long and it's a perfect season for building. And that's kind of how I got started with everything, and picked up building like the Gillows kits and stuff like that when I was really young, and then eventually moved into some actual like RC balsa kits with the help of my dad, of course. But like the nitro glow balsa kits, ARFs and stuff, that's what I grew up with.
Yeah you can see it in your content. That was one of the things that like intrigued me about you. I was like, oh, he's actually like building like stuff. Like he's, for a young guy, a lot of younger guys aren't doing stuff like that. Like somebody had to.
Don't get me wrong, I got my fair share of foamies and stuff like that too, and they're a ton of fun, and they're simple, they're easy, but there's something about like building kits and putting together like even like an ARF or that point. And the last couple of years I've really found like a love again for like some of like the vintage stuff that like I remember like seeing in the magazines and like have my parents having in the hobby shop growing up.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the magazines. I just came across at one of the local swap meets, they had a pile of 80s and 90s like RC aviation magazines, and I
Yeah,
took a bunch of them home because I remember like flipping through them and
that's
seeing like
cool.
the $2,000 Futaba radios. Like when you're a kid, you're like, oh my god, I want that. Like you don't know what you're gonna do with it, but you're like, it's like, yeah, I just want that. You know, I
Right.
have a whole.
You had no
I had,
idea what was coming.
no, I took a whole stack of them. Like I'm flipping through these later. It brings back.
Oh yeah, I think there's a box in our house buried somewhere that has all of them too.
Yeah. The funny thing is like the hot girls in like a bikini standing next to the RC, next to like the
Holding
RC
the
plane.
RC plane.
It's like no, that's
Yeah.
not real world.
No.
That does not happen. No way.
No.
Never.
Yeah,
That
she got
never
paid
happened.
$50 to hold that plane in that photo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That is good stuff. I know. I was cracking up about it. Like, come on. There's no hot women in bikinis going, oh, look at that RC
Mm-mm.
plane.
A few years ago, there was, I can't remember the name of the company. It might have been Parati when they were around. They built like turbine aircraft, and
Mhm.
I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But I remember them posting pictures on their internet, like the sales photos and stuff of girls in bikinis behind the jets, and it's just so tacky now. It looks so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
It's not like it used to be.
no, exactly. No, there's very little cool factor there. So it's not like driving a Mercedes or a Lamborghini. A little
Right.
different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like you're doing a great job with your content. I want to say. I feel like you
Thank
have
you
a
so
good
much, yeah.
voice, and you have a good on-screen presence. You've
Appreciate that.
definitely been growing a lot recently, right? Within like the last year or so, there's definitely been a bunch of growth for you, right?
Yeah. So originally, I started as just like everyone does. It was just like I wanted to create something. So I've been doing content creation for like my full-time job and like kind of like e-commerce marketing stuff that paired with that for the last like 10 years or so. But like RC stuff has always been like my main like hobby. And I was like, it'd be really cool to share this with other people. So I just started creating content a few years ago now, kind of when I first started everything. And I wasn't doing it like very consistently and whatnot, but after a couple videos started to like pick up over time, I was like, well, I got to know what people like wanted to see, and like they really liked the building stuff, and I really liked doing that, and it was really cool to showcase that. And it didn't seem like anything that really many people were doing at the time. So I kind of just started doing it more consistently, and just found a real passion for it.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
I'm just looking at your channel. I've got a little analytical thing there. On May
Yeah.
18th, one of your videos, or you got like a crazy amount of views on May 18th. What video was that?
Oh, which one was that? May
That was
18th. So that was,
100 and so on May 18th, you got 112,000 views.
was it a short or was it
Day.
a short or
Yeah.
was it a regular video?
Yeah, I was gonna say most. Unfortunately, I've been trying to find the recipe to get like the actual regular videos to do well. That's really tough
yeah.
in today's day and age. I'm sure you guys know. But the shorts do typically pretty well. That had to have been one from Joe Null. So it was either
yeah.
it had to have been either the
Yeah.
there was a
Yeah,
pulse
it's the
jet
F4
that
Phantom.
a guy had. Oh, the
Yeah.
Phantom one. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
either the F4 Phantom, the pulse jet, or the that X35 that Extreme
Yeah.
Flight had down there.
Well, the Pulse Jet did actually better than the Phantom. So yeah, it's a couple of those videos. Very cool.
Yeah,
I can
and that
pull it
was
up real
something
quick.
too. It was like I went down to Jonelle. Like I said, this was my very first time going down there, and I was like, I'm gonna pack up my camera, I'm gonna pack a tripod, see if
Yeah.
some people want to do some videos. If not, cool, we tried. But yeah, I was very thankful that a couple people wanted to step in and let me
I
talk to
think
them for a
that
little bit.
was
And,
I think that was a great idea because those videos, like John was just saying, like one of them got 122,000. I think like
Mhm.
actually talking to people about their builds and stuff at Joe Knoll, I don't think really anybody's really done that other than like the companies like Horizon and stuff like that,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
kind of do that. And I think you definitely hit the nail on the head on that one because those videos are popular and they're good content. Like it's not,
Thank you.
yeah, it's good content. Like I watched a couple of them. I'm like, oh, these are actually really awesome. Like that Pulse Jet video was really cool. Like
Mhm.
that's just
I appreciate that.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like it kind of so my main job and stuff like this and has been for the last like few years, it's very automotive related. And kind of learning or taking what I've learned from doing the content with cars and stuff for the last few years. It's like there's always a story to tell, like with someone's car build. It's like someone shows up, it's like, okay, the cool, like the car is cool, it's got cool parts on it, but it's like, why did they choose that car specifically, and why did they do what they did with it? How long have they had it? That kind of stuff. And I look at like RC planes and just the hobby in general, especially when you get into, some older stuff or like the big stuff like that F4, for instance. It's like there's cool stories there. And I love talking to people about that stuff. And it's like, other people do too. So it's like if we want to share that story with people, that's why I went and did what I did there. And it was really fun.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And especially like a lot of the scratch built stuff, right? Where you can see the passion that somebody and the time that somebody puts in like some of these builds where like they go crazy with the detailed cockpits and the weathering and they just go absolutely nuts on like all the tiny little details. And then they go out and fly it. Like I would never be able to do that. Like I said to John,
yeah,
like,
terrifying.
I wouldn't have the nerves to fly that stuff that John flies. Like I couldn't do it. I would just be so afraid. I could not. No, the building, I mean, John, right? Like everybody watches your stuff because of your build videos probably get more views than your flying videos, John, or is it back?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I mean, that's the majority of my content viewers is based around that. Like my tomorrow video is Joe Knoll, and those usually do quite well. But it's always, for me, it's more about the tips and tricks and putting things together and the video manual, if you want to call it that. So.
Yeah, and it's the meticulousness of it. It's watching how you're doing stuff and gluing stuff and putting everything together. People like that stuff. It's almost like soothing.
100%.
You get what I'm saying? It's almost like RC ASMR. Like
yeah, 100%, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, I actually use my videos a ton too. So I'm working on a helicopter right now, a Roban helicopter, and it's different than the one I did about a year ago. And the manuals for the Robans are terrible. So you go into the manual, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So actually last night I spent about 3 hours watching the entire series that I did a year ago just to get the ins and outs so I could put this one together properly. So
it's great. It's one of the benefits of like filming everything that I like do down here. It's like I've even had it where it's like I've missing a piece and it's like, well, what the heck did I do with it? And it's like, oh, in the video you dropped it down into the wing or something. It's like it literally shows what happened.
Yeah, I saw it on the bench right there, and the next clip it was gone. So
that's funny. That is pretty funny. Using video evidence to finish
off.
Man.
Absolutely.
That's good stuff. Alex, what do you what kind of planes do you like flying? Like genres, like are you like a 3D guy, a jet guy, a scale guy? What do you like?
Man, it's really a mixed bag. So like growing up when I was younger and stuff like that, when I was flying with my dad, we really I would say lean more towards like the aerobatic stuff. When I got off like my trainers and my like SIG cadets and stuff like that, and kind of intermediate trainers, I think like the first I remember first like real aerobatic plane, I really wanted to get something that could do like crazy stuff. It was an old Phoenix models extra 330, I think extra 330, extra 260. It was like a 60 to 90 size ARF. Flew the crap out of that thing. Eventually moved up to a Aeroworks like 90 to 120 extra 260. Flew that a ton until I unfortunately put it through a couple trees, and then we kind of saved up for a bit and got like my first like big gasser, which was it was a Nitro Planes Yak 54. It was like the cheapest of the cheap that we could get in like a 50cc size. I think we threw it was some like no name 50cc engine on it. The thing, I remember the first time we fired it up, it vibrated like crazy because the actual crank, like a shaft was like bent on it. So we had to like get a new one. Flew that a ton. And then it was kind of just, up and up from there. Went from some like pilot RC extras and things like that. But now, I got pretty much a mixed bag of everything. Like I said, I've found a like passion for going back and getting some like more vintage stuff, for like trying some different stuff out. So got a mixture of EDF jets, some Warbirds, electric and glow, and then a couple big like 3D aerobatics. I got a AJ laser, was it 260? Sitting back here as well. That's a 35cc size.
Do you prefer the gas or the electric? What do you prefer?
Depends on the day. I think for like the aerobatic stuff and the 3D stuff, I prefer the gas. There's just something like cool with that, like the sound of it and everything.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, that's one of the great things about the hobby is everybody can like what everybody likes. Like,
right, yeah.
There's, I've met people who only build. I've actually had a customer recently. All they build and do is biplanes, like old school World War One style biplanes. That's it. Like that's their whole.
That's
world.
cool.
They have like 20 of them. Like that's it. Just biplanes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's what they like. So right, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's what the hobby's all about. You can kind of find your passion and go, I like this, and stay where you know. I was on a Warbird kick for a long time. I still really do like the Warbirds too, though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're just the history behind them is awesome.
So Alex, when you mentioned you do some stuff with cars, is that your regular job, or you just do this full time? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, no. So I work a full-time job. It's me and a couple friends, including Dakota from Mach 3 RC. We have a company called Martini Works. We sell aftermarket car parts.
Cool.
So each of us kind of does a different branch of that. Dakota does all of the like marketing and like brand management for like the social side. So he controls all of like our social medias for that and all the content that comes out of there and just how the brand looks and feels. I'm more on like the e-com marketing side. So, what are people looking to buy? How can we get those products for them? What do they need to know about them? Basically putting them on the website and making them look good, essentially.
Nice.
Yeah, we started that a few years ago and have been doing that ever since.
So is it a brick and mortar thing or just purely online?
Mostly online. We've talked about moving it to some sort of storefront, at least for local area here in Appleton. But mostly online.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Congrats.
I'm on the website right now. That's awesome. I'll plug that real quick for you. Hold on. There is a lot of car. So I am an ex. That's actually I'm in the automotive industry, quote unquote.
Oh, nice.
But that's where I was for a huge portion of my life. And my wife will tell you flat out, she 1000% prefers the RC stuff over the car stuff. Cause she'll be like, I would just come home and there'd just be like a random car in the driveway and be we own that now.
Yeah. It's either a random car or like a cardboard box, so it's a trade-off.
Yeah. And it was bad. It was like go-karts and mini bikes, and it was just
it was everything. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was into everything. It got to the point in my first marriage, I was actually hiding a Porsche in a storage unit. Like that's
awesome.
That's where it was. Like that's how bad it was. But no, I obviously can't do that. I have kids now, so that doesn't work. Hold on, let me get that website up for you guys real quick. How did you guys get into that? Like how did that happen?
So my friend Alex, who actually is like the primary owner of the company, he has been running a car club in Wisconsin for the past, I want to say 12, 13 years. So we all kind of knew each other through that. And, it was a venture that kind of like started out almost like 8 years ago or so. We kind of came together, and then us three, so Alex, Dakota, and myself, and then a few other friends, started this out a few years ago to kind of truly make it our own. So yeah, selling aftermarket car parts, making content, making videos, teaching people about how to modify their car with the good stuff and not the cheap stuff.
Right.
And then another big part of it is sharing people's stories for cars too. It's a pretty constant thing across like the stuff that we do. So like the build threads, people can submit their car and what they've done to it and the story behind it, and we'll share that on our social medias and things like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's great.
Mhm.
Yeah, the car world is it's a whole nother beast.
It's massive.
Yeah.
What is
really
really cool though is like so we've been doing car content and automotive content for many years, and that whole segment of like social media, I guess I would say, is so saturated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like every single person out there is making some sort of like automotive or car content, which is totally fine. Like that's cool. I love seeing this stuff. So like when we kind of stepped into doing like the RC stuff, it was honestly so refreshing because it was like it was so open. You could do like anything and kind of really try some like creative and new stuff, and it's been a ton of fun.
I feel like RC is starting to go in that direction too. I feel like it's starting to, with the content creators,
Mhm.
is starting to get a little oversaturated
Oh yeah.
as well. And what it's always like, there's 20,000 cop shows on TV, right? Like, there's always different ways to take it and spin it and make it new. So
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like somebody
Mhm.
like you kind of came out with a new twist. Like I said, you've been growing. Like your videos caught my eye, I don't know, a year ago. I've been, maybe a little bit longer than that.
Sure.
I stumbled across your channel. Um, you kind of have a different take on things. Dakota has a different take on things. Like
Mhm.
he grew really fast, right?
Yeah.
And he overgrew people who've been doing it for 10 years, like really
Yeah.
quickly.
Right.
Yeah. So there's it's all fun. I don't want to say
Mhm.
anything's gonna get me in trouble.
What's your biggest challenge you've had with YouTube on the plane side of things?
I think it's like I love doing the build stuff, obviously, but man, does it slow everything down. Like, very fortunate I have my wife Maggie to help me out with a lot of the stuff, especially when we go out to like the flying field.
Yeah.
She's my camera crew. But most of the time when I'm down here, she'll be like working at night or something like that. It's like, okay, I gotta set up the camera and get this one shot before I glue something, it like triples the time investment. But I think, the biggest challenge is sometimes, and this is just social media in general, just staying motivated. Like you'll put hours and hours, sometimes days into a video, and it'll just flop, and it's like you gotta just take it on the chin a little bit and
Yeah.
keep going and learn from it. So people, even with like the car stuff, always ask like, oh, do you have any tips for like, if I want to start doing videos or something like that? And it's like you just gotta roll with the punches. Consistency, obviously everyone says
Yeah.
is huge, but it's tough sometimes when you put all that time in and it doesn't pay off maybe the way you expect. But you kind of use that as learning opportunities. It's like, okay, what can I do better? What can I do different?
Mhm.
Right.
That's probably definitely the hardest.
Do you have like a set schedule that you do? Like I know John does, a couple of the creators we've talked to have like,
Yeah.
shoot on Monday, upload by Friday, whatever it
Mhm.
is, some kind of set schedule.
Yeah, so I have it in my calendar. I don't always abide by it. So again, I'm not following my own rules here, but I try to the best I can. Typically during the winter is a lot easier because Wisconsin comes to pretty much a screeching halt because it's like negative 30 degrees outside and no one wants to do anything. But once spring and summer kicks into gear, especially with like my full-time job, car shows start up. We're traveling a lot. Like a lot of things are going on, flying events going on pretty much every weekend. So it gets a little tricky sometimes there. But most of the time it's like, yeah, I'm gonna sit down, make sure I'm gonna work on, the Piper Cub this week. It's like, yeah, gotta get at least like a video out this week. So try to stay consistent with it. I have stuff in my schedule, but stuff happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned Dakota before from Mach 3. So
Mhm.
it's funny that you're friends with him. We were talking about that before the show. We are trying to get Dakota on the show as well.
Yeah.
and then maybe we'll have Alex pop in at some point on that episode. I don't know. We're working it out. But yeah, Dakota, if you're watching, you're coming on soon too, buddy. Don't worry. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been talking about it. He feels bad because he wants to come on really bad, and he's just as honestly more of a crazy schedule than I have. So
I'm sure, and I get it. Trust me. We had Lobert. Remember that poor guy. It was like a year and a half. I just felt horrible. And then his episode did the greatest. So he's coming back on as well. Obviously,
nice.
that was a great episode. But
well, it's always a challenge when you're like Germany, Australia, like somewhere else.
Oh, I can only imagine.
We went back and forth for like a year. Like, all right,
Yeah.
well, we'll make this work. We'll make it work. What do you radios? What do you Spectrum, Jetty?
Yeah, mostly
Spectrum, Jetty, Free Sky.
I dabbled in a couple of things. I think growing up, we had a mixture of Futaba, and we moved in once the 2.4 gigahertz stuff started coming out. We actually mostly did Airtronics of all things for a while.
Wow.
And then when Horizon and E-Flight really started hitting the bind and fly stuff a ton, we picked up a DX6, my dad and I, and then I've kind of just stuck with that ever since, just because it's simple, it's what I know, and honestly, I haven't had any issues with anything, and I haven't had a real reason to switch just yet. I know a ton of guys at my field have been checking out either the Radio Master stuff or the FR Sky stuff, and they've really liked it. And it looks really cool, so definitely interested. It's just I just haven't have that need to switch yet.
Yeah. Servos too? Are you Spectrum with servos and stuff, or do you like Futaba, MKS?
High tech mostly. We've always ran high tech stuff in our planes, so kind of just stuck with that because it's what I know.
Yeah. It's just interesting to hear what some people use different stuff. It's good to find out what people are using. High tech's been around for a long time.
Yeah,
they've been.
Yeah, they actually make decent servos. They do they make some good stuff. They've been around. They're probably one of the older companies in the space, right? I mean, they've at least been around since the 60s, 70s, 70s.
Yeah, they've been around for quite a while, because I remember when we were building stuff with my dad, it was always we get a shipment of high tech stuff in. That's what we ran and everything.
What happened to the hobby shop? They decided to close down eventually, or move on, retire?
Yeah, so at the time, I believe my dad was small town, northern Wisconsin. There's a paper mill that we had. My dad had worked there for pretty much ever. So I think the hobby shop was more of a on the side kind of thing that they were doing. And then my mom also began teaching full time once they had me. So it's kind of not in the cards eventually after a few years. And then they decided to sell it, or I think they just closed it up. And then went after their full-time jobs.
Right.
So my dad continued to do stuff on eBay and stuff for a while. Had a little online shop on eBay, so he continued to do that for many years.
So here's your answer. So High Tech was founded in 1973, producing radio controlled components and servo motors for over 50 years. Founded in South Korea.
Yeah, I said 70s.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, that's longer than I thought. I thought it was maybe a 90s or something.
Yeah.
Well, if you go, so I go back to the 80s, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that you bought as far as servos go back then, even with some of the kits you bought, they came with high tech in them.
Or Futaba.
Yeah. Futaba, right?
Yep.
But high tech was a little bit cheaper than Futaba, right?
Mm-hmm.
They made some decent stuff. I actually think I do have an old ass glider up there that's got high tech servos in it. John's laughing. John, do you see what's behind me?
Yeah, I see that.
That's what you were supposed to fly.
I know. Somebody didn't show up.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not my fault. I cried for a couple of days. I whimpered in the corner. Yeah, that's the Alex. That's the Cabin L39, the Skyfox.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
That's my jet. So, what I do typically is I will take returns or damaged shipped planes and then make one out of them.
Sure.
So that's typically how I get my plane. So I finally had enough parts to do that with the Skyfox. So now I have my own Skyfox, and this is the canopy. It's got my little 3D printed gimbal. It's got my little 3D printed gimbal on there.
What size? What size fan is in that? 90?
80.
Oh, 80. Okay.
It's an 80.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually upgraded the fan. The only thing I don't like, it's got enough power, but it comes from the factory with, I think it's a 9-blade inrunner. So compared to, and that's the other thing, as I'm putting that together, I'm putting together the Freewing L39, and that's basically same size plane. They're like pretty identical. Like there's a couple of little build differences in the fuselage and stuff, but they're pretty close. But from what I've heard from John, from Two Brothers, and a couple other people, is this is a lighter airframe. It's got lighter wing loading, so it doesn't need the same fan that one does.
Yeah.
But the inrunner, a lot of people complain about how the inrunner sounds, so I swapped that out for the Freewing 80 out of the A10, the new
nice.
A10. Yeah. Yeah, it's an 80. No, it's an 80. It is. Yes. So I swapped out the fan anyways. So it comes with a 9-blade inrunner, which I haven't had anybody complain about the power from the stock setup. But I just wanted to, if I'm going to do it, I put a little bigger of an ESC. I also might want to run 8S on it. So I don't know if the stock setup can do that. So I'm just going to be cautious right off the bat.
Yeah.
Right. And then my canopy, the only problem with my canopy is it's got a little flex to it.
Yeah.
You can see. You see it flexing? Right. So with the top on it, I'm having an issue with it hitting my gimbal, and I could poke a hole through the antenna. The last plane I poked holes in the canopy on was the Bristol, and the canopy ejected, and I lost all control and my FPV setup, and the thing one darted.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's actually a video of it on YouTube. It's pretty funny. So I'm very weary about poking holes in canopies now, because I did it for airflow. So like normally I'll poke like 2 little holes in the front to bring the air in, like little triangle holes directing the air in, and then like a hole in the back so the air can come out. So it kind of like comes in and comes out.
Yeah.
But then somebody on that, actually I think on the Bristol video, was like, dude, you're basically creating a parachute. Like the air is coming in and the canopy is filling up with air and it's pulling it off of you know what? I'm like, yeah, I should have thought about that, because that's definitely what happened. That's why the thing came. Dude, when that thing happened, so because this has got my own little pan tilt gimbal on it, right? These have to go into the receiver. So when my canopy ejects, it rips the wires out of the receiver. So on the Bristol, it ripped the receiver in half. So when the canopy came out, the only thing that was left in the plane were the 2 little antennas for the receiver that I taped in. The canopy pulled out the receiver. The whole canopy, camera, everything in the canopy was just obliterated, but the receiver was at the end of the wire. So I'm like, yeah, it's a horrible idea. So long story short, I don't know. I would love to put the canopy back on, because then it would be cool, because you're like looking through the canopy, but at the same time, I don't think it's a good idea. And then originally I was like, all right, I was going to take the little dude's body in the back, because I have the dude from the front, and I was going to kind of like fit his little body around the top of the setup here, and then like put his little helmet on it so it looked like he was still the pilot. And I'm just like, I don't care. I'm not going that crazy. I'm done.
Are you just going to leave it like that then, and fly it without the glass on?
So I have to fix the flexing, because the flexing's starting to scare me a little bit. Yeah. And I'm worried about air getting underneath it and then it flexing. That's got at least a latch on the back of it. But I still feel like if the right amount of air gets underneath it, or in between the canopy and the fuselage, because it flexes, like I could have a problem. So I'm thinking maybe I'll run some carbon spars or something, like thin carbon spars underneath it to kind of tighten it up a little bit.
Once you get the canopy on there, though, it should help stiffen everything up.
Let's hope. I literally almost died in that Bristol thing. Like so, Jackie's standing behind me. My kids were like 10 feet away. We're at literally like the field by my house, like just doing like a little maiden, and I go up and I'm banking hard and I make a turn, and as I'm coming back towards us, the canopy just goes, and the plane just lawn darts like 10 feet away from us. So this is faster and has the potential to do more damage. I don't want to kill anybody, so
Fair enough.
I'm trying to make it safe. Alex, I can't fly line of sight anymore.
No.
So no, so that's I've been flying FPV now for it's going close to like 10 years. So
Dang.
if I try flying line of sight now, I lose orientation really easily.
Sure.
So everything I fly now has to be FPV, like takeoff, lands. Yeah. So that's why.
So canopy comes off, plane's still flyable, and you're just like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, that's
over.
So I've learned, and I have to have somebody who can fly next to me, and that happens. There was no hope for the Bristol though because the receiver ripped out.
Yeah.
That's the only downfall. So maybe I'll put some like quick disconnects on the pan tilt setup. I just rebuilt the Bristol canopy too. I actually just put that back together because I have another one of those going back together too. These are my demo planes for shows. Like when I go to shows, like these are the demo planes. Like here you go. Like this is what it looks like.
So Alex, what's a dream plane for you?
Dream plane for me? Oh man. I think a long-term goal here eventually, I do want to dabble into like a turbine of some sort. I think that is like one of the ultimate goals, moving forward. But if funny enough, I did pick up one of like my Chase like dream planes. It's a really weird one. But it's like I said, I got like a soft spot for like the old like vintage stuff. And I picked up this Tabaco Twin Star from a swap meet locally a couple months ago. And it's brand new in the box. It's like everything is like in the plastic. So I have been searching for this dang plane for a couple of years now. And like my heart it's like dropped when I saw it like walk through the door. I'm like, I'm buying that. I don't care how much it costs. I'm buying it. It's going home with me.
Is that foam or is that
random eBay listings? I've never actually seen a new one in the box.
Wow.
Is that foam or is that a build?
It's balsa, yeah. So it's a ARF. Yeah. So then it takes like I think it says 215 to 25 glow engines.
So what specific? So like, John has a video where like his dream plane was the L-39 from Carf. Do you have a specific dream plane other than just you want to get a turbine? Like if you had 30 grand right now to drop on a plane, what would it be?
It's tough because like I think like a sport jet of some sort would make like the most sense just for like some like aerobatics and like just having like overall fun with it. I do absolutely love the F-100 Super Sabre. Okay. I think those jets look so freaking incredible. And I think it was Carf had their like giant one at Joe Knoll this year, and I was just drooling over it. I'm like, this is such a gorgeous airplane.
Good choice.
John, did you get to hang out with them, the Carf guys at Knoll?
No, we spent most of our time at the Aero Panda booth, and then just a lot of my time was just chatting with people and spending a bunch of time down vendor row and things like that. So
yeah, nice. Yeah, my Joe Knoll dream will happen at some point. I had a booth, dude. I was so close this year. I was like, I had a booth, I had a tent, like I was ready, bro. I was so ready. I had a space.
And you haven't been, right, Anthony?
No, I haven't been. Man. I have not been. This was going to be the year. Yeah, I was like this close, and it just wasn't the right. It wasn't the right time. I mean, if I really wanted
to be there because the weather was.
I know. I heard this year it was like immaculate, right?
Yeah.
Next year when I go, it'll be raining again. It'll be all washed out again. Yeah, that's how the luck goes for me, though. That's how it is. That's what happens. One year I can go, it's going to be like a tornado comes through that place.
Oh my god!
It is what it is. It is what it is. Whatever. What other flying events do you go to, Alex?
Mostly stuff just around Wisconsin. So our our clubs and stuff around here will do obviously like the fun flies and stuff in the summer. Fond du Lac, which is not too far from us, they host Warbirds and Classics over the Midwest. It's a really, really cool event. A lot of just insane, really scale Warbirds and stuff show up to there. And then Fond du Lac guys have actually a good collection of jets and stuff that they fly to. But outside of that, really haven't gotten too much outside of Wisconsin. Like, Joe Nall was, like I said, it was like my first time going down, first like huge event, like really out of state. Other than when I was in near the end of high school, early college years, I did a little bit of stuff with SIG for a couple of years there. So they were under new ownership at the time, and ran into a guy that was looking to do some like of the marketing stuff and at a fun fly up in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. And he was like, "Hey, do you know of this brand?" Like, he, saw me flying and stuff like that. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." And my dad was like super excited. He's like, "Oh, SIG, yeah, that's what I grew up, building and flying." And he's like, "Yeah, we're, looking at bringing in some like new airplanes and kind of like giving a refresh to the brand. It's under new ownership. They're friends of mine, like family friends. Would you be interested in like being like essentially like a team pilot and doing some like video and photo stuff?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So we took a couple summers, would go out to Hazel Sig's field for the SIG fly-in Montezuma, Iowa. So that was really cool, getting to meet like Hazel and getting to see like her actual like spacewalker and clipwing cub, and got to do like a tour of the Montezuma like factory and like R&D space and everything like that. That was really, really neat to see. But outside of that, it's been mostly just local events and flying out here at our field.
I've heard of the Fond du Lac show.
Mhm.
That's a pretty big show, right? I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
How far away from upstate New York do you think you are? Like, did you drive to Noel or did you fly?
Yeah, so we drove. So it was a few members. It was me and three other members from our club. It was their very first time going. We rented a like the biggest like Ford Transit van that we could, and kind of ripped as many of the back seats out as we could. Packed up tents and airplanes and all the stuff that we needed to bring down. Made it. I think it was like a 15 or 16-hour drive is what it ended up being to get down there. And we got down there Wednesday morning and we left Saturday morning. So we stayed there for a few nights.
If you're not busy in September and upstate, it's not like upstate New York. It's like the middle. It's like the Catskills.
Sure.
NEAT is in September. It's the first week of September. First week.
Oh
It's
yeah, I've
around
always
there.
wanted to get out to that one too.
Yeah, it's actually a really fun event. It's probably from what I hear, it's kind of like SEF, but like in New York. It's it's very comparable to like SEF. So
Yeah, I've
if
seen some
you
really cool stuff come out of there the last couple of years, and I've always wanted to keep that one on my radar.
it's a fun event and it's not expensive.
Yeah.
And you can you can camp, like you could do similar to like what you probably did for Noel, right? Did you guys stay at a hotel or did you camp?
Yeah, no, we camped.
Yeah,
We
right.
brought down a couple tents and just camped right outside. We were kind of between the electric line and the float flying line. We're kind of like between that area.
Yeah, similar thing at NEAT. You could just camp. It's a fun little
Mhm.
event. It'd be cool if you guys could make it this year. That'd be great. It's
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. I'll
very
keep an eye out for it.
the night events at NEAT are awesome. It's a lot of nighttime flying. There's nighttime battles. 100 planes in the air all glowing and crashing into each other. It's a good time.
That sounds awesome.
It is. It's a great time. So if you can make that, that'd be great. It'd be cool to have some
Absolutely.
people go to that. More people go to that.
Mhm.
So you sent me some photos and stuff. I'm going to pull those up now. We'll start talking about some of your
Sure. Yeah.
projects. Let me just get to John. I labeled myself the technical producer.
Well done. I'm glad you're pushing the buttons and not me.
Window. There we go. All right. So let me see. Is this going to share? Or did I just share the folder? I think I shared the wrong thing. All right. So let's close that. Hold on. I'm going to redo this.
No worries. No worries.
Let's go. Present. Share screen. Share screen. Window. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go back. So there we go. All right, there we go. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. What's this, buddy?
So
Other
that
than a plane.
is it's an old Hangar 9 P40. So I think that was the one that they released around, it had to been between 2004 and 2005, I think. So it was an old ARF. I always keep Facebook Marketplace just kind of like in a tab, active, searching the area for some RC stuff. And that one popped up, and it came with pretty much everything. I think even it came with some receiver in it. Uh, Scooped it up for a really good deal because I was looking for something to just kind of resurrect a little bit. Looked a little beat up. And he said that you could never get the engine running. It was always kind of weird. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, for the money, I'll take a crack at it, make some videos on it, see if I can get it flying. So turned out it had a Magnum 91 4-stroke in it. And it would like turn over and stuff just fine. It would, like on the outside, besides being a little crusty and dirty, it really didn't seem like much wrong with it. Airframe was in decent shape. Of course, the covering was all wrinkled and covered in an inch of dust. But for the most part, everything seemed really solid. And
Yeah.
went to start it up and just could not get anything. Was not like even like popping at all. So kind of brought it back down into the shop. I was like, all right, let's see what we can dive into here, and pulled the little valve cover off, and pieces just like fell out. I was like, oh, okay, well that's not ideal. So I'm like, all right,
Is that the picture of
I
the
guess
motor you said? Is this the
yep, so
motor?
that is. Yep, that's the engine right there. So that's the old Magnum 91 4-stroke. I think that is after I cleaned everything up. So I'm like, all right, I've never actually rebuilt a glow engine before. I've done like my fair share, like small engines and stuff growing up and
Dude, look at the
car stuff.
Hobby Co. build mat. Like that build mat.
Yeah,
That build mat is a classic. The build mat
it is.
alone is a
I'm
classic.
pretty sure that was new off the shelf from my dad's hobby shop back in the day.
Wow.
So yeah, I tore it all down. Turns out that one of the exhaust, or I think it was the exhaust valve, was just completely stuck open, and then it ended up shearing off because it was stuck. Um, it was like a screw, essentially like this, like the adjustment screw for the tappet for the valve. So I ended up getting a new one of those off of I think it's Mike Goes Flying. A lot of people suggested that, and it was a couple bucks, had it shipped out, and put everything into an ultrasonic cleaner, cleaned everything up, and threw it back together, and it ran as good as new. I like, honestly couldn't believe it.
Ultrasonic cleaner. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I've seen a couple people suggest it. I was a little scared because I'm like, okay, this could really mess something up or whatever.
Well, I mean, it's rubbing
The only thing
alcohol,
it did
right?
do, yeah, it was so back in I was reading through like RC groups and like RC universe like forums and stuff like that of like how are people cleaning these if they are using some sort of cleaner, and they recommended it's like LA is totally awesome or whatever, but apparently a couple of years ago they changed the formula to it, and it actually discolored the aluminum, so it's now like a really dark color, which seems to be fine. It's just a different shade than it used to be. But yeah, other than that, the plane flew fantastic afterward.
I'm all about the Facebook Marketplace finds too. I do it all the time as well. You never
Yep.
know what you're going to find. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
For
Swap
real.
meets and Facebook finds are awesome for that.
Yep.
Yeah. This looks like a Cub.
Yeah, so this is the SIG 1/5 scale anniversary edition Cub. I've had this kit sitting in my collection for 12, 11 years at this point. I think my dad and I ended up winning this at a swap meet raffle back in Wausau, Wisconsin. And it's just been kind of sitting around. I've built from start to finish myself a handful of kits, mostly just helping out with stuff. So this was like my first like big boy kit, I would say. And it's been teaching me a ton. It's actually still in progress here. I'm waiting on some additional covering to show up to actually finish the fuselage and everything, but turning out pretty decent. Taking a little longer than expected, but it's been a really fun learning curve, that's for sure.
Yeah. I can't
So
build
that's
stuff
been
like that because then I crash it and I'll cry.
Yeah, that's what I definitely hope not to happen. Yeah, so I just threw in a couple photos of that because that's been pretty much the entire winter long project here.
Is
Hopefully
that
coming to an end really
is
soon.
that this it? This is it right here with the nose on it and the wheels.
Yep, yep,
And what are you like
that is it.
75% at this point?
Yeah, I'd say probably about there. So everything is built, like construction wise. It's now essentially just once I get the wings covered and the other side of the fuselage covered, it's a kind of an ARF status. So just throw the
Mhm.
servos and engine and radio in, it should be good to go.
I'm stalking out your background now. You have all kinds of stuff back here. See, I'm not the only one, John.
No, I know.
Look at his background. I'm not the only one. Look at this. What is that? Is that a B7? Is that a flight test B-17?
Yeah, sure is. That is the Tubby B-17. So we have a little RC kind of like air show team here in Wisconsin called the Northern Aces. So we do a couple events a year. We do one at a golf course, and then we do another one at a fly-in and car show up in Wisconsin here. And at one of the events, the person that put the event on, I want to say his uncle or grandfather or something like that, he was the top gunner for the Memphis Belle.
Wow.
And so we thought it'd be really cool if we did, the Tubby B-17 to drop some like candy, like be a candy dropper and stuff. But we reached out to Cali Graphics and did like a full scaled down Tubby version of like the Memphis Belle graphics and everything. So that's what that one is.
The P-38. You have any pictures of that? That's one of my favorite planes.
I think I did send you some pictures. So that was so that's actually a twin Mustang. Yep, there it is.
I thought that was from the side profile. It looks like a P-38. Oh, yeah, I misjudged because that's it. You're right.
So that is
Mustang.
Yep,
P-82 twin Mustang.
There it is. So it's an old Nitro Planes ARF. It's another swap meet find.
Wow,
that I ended up
that's
picking
a
up.
cool plane.
Dude, it flies phenomenal. Like it flies so good. And that one was like I would say between the twin Mustang and then some of like the I call it like the Resurrection series between the Great Plains Learjet and that P-40, that really kind of helped everything take off in the last like year or so, has been like the series on this. So this one is really cool because everything was in the box still, hadn't been touched, and it was supposed to fly off of like two 40 size 4-strokes, I think. And I'm like, man, getting two 4-strokes that is going to cost well over like $600, like brand new. I'm like, I'm gonna try to convert this to electric, and it was a process because you have obviously the two fuselages, and like a P-38, for instance, like you can put everything in like the central pod. When you have like the motor and an ESC on each side and the battery on each, like that center wing becomes like a tunnel for all of your electronics. It's just kind of a nightmare. But that was a really fun build, and honestly, it flies super well.
It's a good looking plane too.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, it's definitely a good looking plane.
Definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there it is there.
See, when I first saw that picture originally, I thought it was a P-38, and I was like,
I think it's the color scheme. It's like it's a very, very inaccurate color scheme.
Yeah, because they didn't make the twin Mustang in that, right? Well, most of the twin Mustangs were silver.
I think most of them were silver or black because they were like a night fighter, but they never would have had invasion stripes because they never operated at that time.
Right.
But
that is a cool
plane.
That is definitely a cool plane. That's it. That's all the pictures, buddy. And the twin star that you showed us before. Your pride and joy.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I can't wait to fly that thing. It's that one, like out of all the planes I'll be nervous to fly, I think that one might be it because I'm not
knocking you. I'm not knocking you at all. To each his own. This is a weird pride and joy. I just kind of
so weird. Totally.
It's so weird.
I don't want to go there, but I kind of have to go there a little bit.
That's all good.
That's all right.
I think like my soft spot for it is like when I was getting into flying, it was like it was like Real Flight Deluxe was like the simulator that was available. We had it on my mom's like big compact computer, and it was like one winter we got it, and I spent like all winter just like flying on that simulator, and that was like one of the planes that I always picked. So that's like, it's just a weird goofy plane that I just have an attachment to.
Yeah, I get it. I
Memories.
have a weird attachment with Park Zone P-51s. Like a very weird attachment with them.
Like I said, everyone's got a taste.
Yeah. Yeah. That's super. Are you going gas with this? Or are you going to go electric?
So when I was at Null, I picked up actually it was two matching engines. They might be a little small because it's like at the bottom end of the recommended.
Okay.
I do plan on going glow with it. I kind of want to keep it like, I guess you could say, period correct for it.
Can't wait to see this thing when it's done.
It'll be fun.
So when's that one starting?
As soon as the Piper Cub is wrapped up here, which should be hopefully in the next couple weeks. Like I said, I'm waiting on covering, and I think the next shipment I've been on a back order for the Cub Yellow Ultra Coat for a month and a half now. So once that comes in and get that wrapped up, I might start on this in the meantime, just try to get like ahead on filming and stuff. But I want to have that one flying by at least like middle of summer here.
You can't find any Ultra Coat like used? I mean, not used, like on eBay? Like,
I probably could, yeah. It's just been on order, so I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt to have more. But that's a good call.
Yeah, that's
honestly,
wild.
I'm sure if I even reached out to someone in our club or something like that, they might have a roll or two laying around.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be one of their more popular colors.
Yeah, definitely. Because like even what was it? E-Flight, is it E-Flight that has their new Cub now? I don't know if that's the covering that they use for that, but yeah, they have planes that are in that color too. So
right. What about you, John? Did you finish your P-47? P-47.
Oh
right?
my gosh, that
oh
thing.
no,
Have I got a story for you about that stupid thing? So it was what was it? You know what it was called?
Me?
Yeah, that little gasser thing that was always hanging behind me. That's what you're asking about, right?
Weren't you building? Oh no, you were building the Corsair. Which one
the Corsair. So I've got two stories. So there's been one hanging up here for it was a Spitfire is what it was. Sorry,
right.
Brain fart.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that Spitfire's been sitting here for a couple years. My buddy bought it off somebody. We ended up trading for it. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take it off your hands. So I took it off of his hands. I gave it to Joe. Joe does all my 3D printing and does a bunch of work for me. And I'm like, hey, Joe, here's the plane. It's old. Like this was an old Zeroli kit that was scaled down. So actually really nice kit. The guy that built it did a great job. It's never flown. It's all brand new. And so I gave it to Joe. The engine that the guy included with it, I'm like, see if the engine works. It's a DLE 50 engine. So Joe tries to crank it over and stuff. The engine has zero compression. So I'm like, all right, well, let's price out electric and gas. So we go the electric route. I'm like, no, I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to drop $1,000 into this thing. So let's just get a brand new DLE 55. So he gets a brand new DLE 55, does the install, comes back to me. I kind of finish the receiver install and stuff, get it ready to run. Trying to run the thing. I get it running here in the shop, and it runs. It's fine. It's a new engine, right? While I'm trying to get it running here, I broke my finger trying to get it running because there was nobody here. So I had Katie, like my wife, standing behind it. I got it running. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. You can go back in the house. I got it running, and then it just stopped running. So I'm standing behind the plane, and you guys all know this. You stand behind the plane in between your legs, and now you're flipping the wrong direction, right? Instead of this way, you're flipping this way while you're standing over the plane. So I'm flipping this thing over and over again. And I went so hard like this, my finger came down, hit the wing, and snapped it backwards and broke my finger. So
did you break the wing?
No,
the wings
the wing's built like a tank, man. So got it running. It's all fine. I bring it to the field to do the maiden. I go to get it started, and the thing won't run. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, if anybody here wants this thing, like, give me an offer. It's got a brand new DLE in it, brand new servos. Like, just give me an offer. So one of the guys was at the field. He called up his buddy, and it was sold that same day. So I'm like,
Dang.
take it off my hands.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
so
your problem anymore.
Stupid thing.
You're a better man. You're
Oh,
a better man than my father, because my father would have ran out there and freaking fought the thing and attacked it.
And then my
Alex,
Corsair that you were kind of asking about, that so that's actually in paint right now with Joe. So he's doing some of the 3D
Nice.
details for me and getting it all painted. I just don't have time to do the paint. So when it comes back to me, probably in the next couple of weeks, it'll be ready for equipment install, and the goal is to fly it this year. So
nice. And that's a Carf one, you said?
Yeah, Carf
What
Corsair.
motor did you put in the Corsair?
Got a Moki and stuff
Put a
going
nice
in
motor.
there. And,
Nice.
Yeah. So
I would say that some sort of like
Yeah.
Moki plane
Yeah.
is definitely up
Yeah.
on like the bucket list too. Like those things are so beautiful.
yeah.
Like they sound so
sound.
incredible.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Impossible to beat, that's for sure. I mean, I love my turbine stuff, but when I hear
Alex,
that
you
Moki
don't know
fire
the
up,
story.
What was that?
Hold on a second.
yeah, Anthony, you're cutting in and out.
No, I was gonna say you don't know the long. Yeah, I know. Hold on a second. I'm having internet issues, I think. Am I better now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No. Am I back? All right. Now I'm back. I was laughing because my father, when I was younger, he ingrained something in me that will never leave. So we had a plane that did that. We ran it inside the house. It would run fine. We'd take it to the field. It wouldn't run. We'd run it in the house, ran fine. In the basement, ran fine, like his garage. And we'd take it to the field, and it wouldn't run. And we did this for like months, dude, like on and off. And then finally, he just loses it, and he just goes out and just fights the plane. Like, I'm talking like fights it, looks up at me. He's got like a piece of the wing hanging out of his mouth, like the whole thing. Like, so John's story brings me back to that moment.
Oh yeah, so I was pissed.
I'm glad that somebody else has felt my pain with that kind of situation. That's why
I'll tell you why it drives me nuts, because when you go to start a turbine, they either work or they don't work, right? It just runs or it doesn't run. And I think the Moki is very similar, right? They work or they just don't work. And when I have to fight a gas engine and I have to like tune it and do all that messing around, not interested at all.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship for sure.
Gosh.
It's because I for the longest time have had just electric stuff, and then within the last like couple years I've picked up a couple like glow planes again, and like had to like relearn the process. And it's like I go to the field with Dakota, and he's giving me shit. He's like, "Oh, I already got like 4 flights, and you can't even get that dang thing started." I'm like, yeah, whatever.
It's so true, though. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Electric has gotten so good.
Yeah,
it really has.
It's like it's why I love both, because it's like the glow stuff is like nostalgic at this point. It's just just fun.
It
for
does
me to do,
sound
but it's like,
cool, and it brings you back for sure.
Right, but it's like, man, if I'm just trying to go out after work for a little bit, it's like I'm throwing electric foamy in the car and I'm calling it a day.
Yeah.
I'm like that with the cars. So like we've been doing some like car racing and stuff on the side, because I mess with the cars too, like RC cars. And I just got offered like an older like Traxxas gas car, and I had them when they were like really popular, like 15, 20 years ago, and they were a blast. They were so fun. They're so fast. And a part of me wanted to be like, yeah. And then another part of me is like, no, because they do have issues too. Like they are a pain in the ass to get started sometimes, especially the older ones. You dump fuel everywhere, smoke, you just smell like nitro.
Yeah, my first My first RC car was a Traxxas Nitro Rustler back in the day. That thing
Right.
beat the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were awesome, and they ran
Mhm.
until they didn't, and you were fighting the carburetor, and you're fighting stuff,
Yep.
and you're fighting the
Yeah.
starter and the glow plug, and yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I didn't do it. But the sound, like, there's nothing like the sound. The sound is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Like I had a Jado that would hit 2 gears, 2 speeds, and you would
Yep.
hear the thing
I had
shifting
this,
as you're driving it, and it sounds awesome. Like you're driving the thing down the block, and you're like,
Yeah.
"That's awesome! It's an RC car." I think it
I
sounds like a
thought
motorcycle.
that was the craziest thing because I also had the J. It was like the 3.3 or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
The 3.3.
Yeah, it had like the 2-speed transmission. I thought that was the craziest thing. I'd never
It
seen an
really
RC car
was.
with multiple gears in it.
Yep.
And
you
the
could
little
hear it
disc,
shifting.
the little disc brake. At least my Traxxas, the last Traxxas I had a little disc brake on it and stuff.
Yep.
Super cool.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
there's
it
some.
was neat.
I just watched a video the other day of I think his name's Johnny Q90. He took one of those Toyan type motors, the
Sure.
the miniature V8s. He put it into
Yeah.
like a custom like truck build. It's got headers sticking out of the side of it, and it's got freaking hydraulic brakes. It's got a little mini alternator with a radiator. It's like, come on, dude! Like, how cool is this thing?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
super cool.
yeah. All right, so we're getting ready to wrap up. Alex, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
It was a
appreciate
good
it so
time.
much, guys. It's awesome.
Keep doing what you're doing. I think you're going to do great. You can see you've been growing, and I think you're going to continue on that trajectory. You have a different
Appreciate
mix of stuff, especially for your age, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And John, I'm sorry to hear about your finger.
It's better now.
That's good.
All right, gents, have a good night, and thank you for
Thanks,
coming on.
guys. Take care.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.